and it goes really fast. So I'm going to check on Facebook just to make sure that we are live.
I
And
appreciate you doing all this. Thank you.
yeah, no problem. We are live. I see us. We are live on Facebook, which is so awesome. So let's get started here. For those that are, we're going to allow people time to jump in because, Facebook sends out a notification that we're live and hopefully people will come in. I will be in full disclosure with you, Lori. Most of the people do watch it in replay.
Okay.
So that I did not tell you that when we're in the back room, but I wanted you to be aware of that. But thank y'all for being here and thank you for joining us. Because of my personal journey and the complexity of being a nonprofit professional, we're bringing to you the second annual Mind, Body, and Soul Nonprofit Professional Self-Care Speaker Series. But first, as some of you know, my name is Sabrina, and I'm the group administrator and the founder of Supporting World Hope. And that's a nonprofit consulting company. I started after 25 years in the industry, and I started this group and this company to support nonprofit professionals, who are often overworked, overwhelmed, and stressed out. And you guys know a little bit about my story. After being a nonprofit CEO for over 15 years and taking on all those responsibilities, I got diagnosed with not one cancer, guys, but two cancers. And then when that happens, you start looking at your lifestyle. You start looking at stress. You start looking at being overweight. You start looking at all those contributing factors. And when we talked to the doctor, my husband was, more than adamant that it was the stress confirmed by the doctor that brought on these cancers, which were lymphoma and multiple myeloma. And so I don't want you to suffer through what I did. So I created this company and I have a lot of free resources. I just want to remind you of them. We have a VIP resource library. If you're on my email list, you have the password to that. And it has all these sample documents around board development, resource development, and marketing. I also go live in this group every Thursday at 6 o'clock, and I answer any questions that you have. Don't forget, I will be live in the group tonight coaching. I've had someone ask about MailChimp, so I just might go over how to use MailChimp. And really what I coach on comes from you guys, so let me know. There's other free webinars that I offer. So a lot of the things that I offer are free. There are some paid activities like courses and coaching, but I really am here to support you. And so that's why I'm so excited to talk about this next topic and really to bring to you this whole series. And today we're going to have with us Laura Beard, and she's a certified life coach, and she's going to be talking about Majestic of Calmness, mind over stress. And you just heard about my stress journey. So I really want you to pay attention to what she has to say. But before we get started, I want you to click the heart or the like button, make a comment, let me know where you're from so I can acknowledge who's here. And let me know, this also is going to let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. And even if you're watching in rebroadcast, I want you to hit hashtag replay, let me know where you're watching from, because ultimately that is going to help with the Facebook algorithms. And it's going to allow this to be at the top of our feed. But you don't have to worry. This recording will always be in our group, and it will be under popular topic speaker series, so that you can always go back and remind yourself, why do I need to control that stress again? Why do I need to get sleep? Why do I need to exercise? All of those things are so important. So again, thank you for being here. I see we have some people starting to jump on. So what I would like to do at this time is, Lori, I'm so happy you're here. Before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Sabrina. I am super happy to be here. I'm honored for the invitation and the opportunity. And I will say something that we were talking about backstage, Sabrina. I think she likes this sign a lot that says best coach ever because she is the best coach ever. She is so powerful and I feel your energy and my goodness, knowing that you work so hard and so smart with your causes, your nonprofits, etc. It's really inspiring. So thank you so much. I can feel your energy, and you guys out there are in great hands. I'm happy to talk about the majestic art of calmness. And but before that, why is this so important for me? Is because I am a mother of a certain amount of children. And I've needed to practice a lot of calmness. A lot of people tell me, hey, you're so patient, you're so calm. And what they don't know, it's something that I'm very conscious about and that I have worked hard to be able to manifest that. So I am the mother of 8 children. They came one at a time and they popped out of me, and it's I feel so blessed because of that, and forever that was my identity. My identity was I'm a mother, and that's what I wanted to be since I was a little girl, even a young woman and all that. I was like, I want to be a mom. And that came to pass. And I felt very fortunate and blessed that I was able to stay home. Yes, changing diapers, being pregnant with the next one, and nursing and all that. And it was kind of like a fun chaos. And yes, at times overwhelming. But I decided to go back to school when my number 8 went to kindergarten. And it was so funny because I had so many years of college under me already. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do like all that or start from scratch. And I found a very good school that had an amazing associate's degree with these certifications. I am a certified life coach, and I also am certified as a clinical hypnosis practitioner. And it has been a great joy, kind of scary and somewhat stressful to be my own boss, to have opened my practice and office space in 2016, in May of 2016. So can you imagine? I'm already a grandma of 4 grandbabies and juggling personal life, my roles, right? Because forever my identity was I was a mom. But now that kind of shifted a little bit, and I'm more than a mom, which it was great and it played an important part in my life. But I'm still have the wearing the hat of a mom, and wearing the hat of a grandma too. That's going to be my role. But now my identity is not attached to just that. And I thought, what else can I do for society, for the community outside of my home? And I decided to do this. And congratulations for you, because I understand that the majority of people in this group is also stepping forward. It's also responding to a call, right? Or a calling to work hard for a cause or a nonprofit. So, why is it important to be calm? First of all, as a mom, you can imagine. I could have snapped, and I probably did many times, snap at your loved ones because of the stress you're accumulating. Because in your work field, in your workspace, you can do the same. It can manifest that way and snapping at people and reacting like a chemical reaction that's explosive instead of being calm, receiving the information you're getting, process it, and then respond instead of react. There's a difference between responding and reacting. So one of the many possible answers for this is remaining calm. So I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is about a man that was so determined to get a truck. One of these trucks, and I'm from Texas, and every out of 10 cars, I think 7 are trucks, okay? But this was a man that wanted a truck high in the mountains, obviously not Texas, and there was a lot of snow. And he's like, honey, we need this truck because During the winter time, I want to be able to get some lumber, okay, to keep ourselves and our families hot. So he went ever so happy with his truck, and this was his first trip to go get some lumber or firewood, right? And of course, the truck, what is it called? The bed of his truck, was empty, and that's where he was going to put the logs. And he got stuck. He got stuck in the snow for hours. And of course, up there in the mountains or wherever he was, there was no signal. His phone didn't work. And sitting in there feeling like literally stuck and and then stuck inside because he didn't know what to do, he started thinking, what am I going to do? It doesn't look like the snow is going to melt anytime soon, and I'm stuck here. But I came here for a purpose, with an intention, and for a reason. If I go back home without firewood or lumber, I don't know, my wife is going to laugh at me or be disappointed, and I want to be the hero I this went out to be. He said, I must finish. I must come here and complete what I said I was going to do. So he started chopping and getting wood in that truck bed. So guess what? The truck got unstuck. Okay. Sabrina is like, what? The truck was unstuck because anybody can guess, or anybody can chat and type it in. And Sabrina, you can tell me the speculations if there's some. Okay, let me know before I give my answer. Let me know if people are responding. Otherwise, I'll give you guys the answer. Do you want us to give me the answer? Do you want me to give you the answer? Okay, so because stress or weight helps us get unstuck, okay, that weight helps us. It helped the truck actually pick up momentum so that the truck could get unstuck. Okay. So I want you to think of that story. And that's why this is called uh, calmness, the majestic art of calmness, mind over stress, because it is very important for you to understand that in life, we're always going to carry heavy weight on our shoulders, on our head, because of our responsibilities. And if the majority of people are here are women, and if you are here and you're a man or you're listening to the replay, you know that. Tell me if you know of a woman that's always like thinking and making their to-do lists and just doing the next thing and the next thing. And that's our nature, and it's okay. And we're always going to carry that weight because it gives us momentum, it gives us kind of like speed and gets us unstuck. And I'm not talking about the stress that's kind of like a medical condition and you're just gonna pop your arteries out. I'm not talking about that. And if you're like that, pay attention, please, because if learning these skills that I'm going to tell you or teach you and share with you, you need to slow down, evaluate your life, and think if you need to go to the doctor, especially if you already know and have a condition of high blood pressure. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are healthy, and this is not a threat in their lives, but still feel like there's so much on their back. People describe it as a backpack with bricks. People describe it as weight in their shoulders. People describe it as there's this pressure on their chest. Okay, that kind of pressure or stress that can be the everyday responsibilities in life that are external, especially our judgments, our standards. That sometimes our standards way up here, and then it's okay to bring it down here because we are so perfectionist and we demand so much from ourselves that is so unfair. So my objectives with this presentation is for you to understand that it's very important for you to learn how to be calm, learn how to identify when you need to be calm and stay calm, seek and pursue a state of calmness in your life. to discover the benefits of stress, which basically I shared already with the story of the truck. It gives us momentum. There's more benefits that I'm going to share with you. And I want to also share with you a technique that is, it's not mine. I just found out there and I just love to teach it. It's called SOS, the SOS technique. So I found a quote that says, if you're depressed, you're stuck in the past. If you're anxious, it's because you're anticipating in the future or living in the future. And if you're in calm, like in peace, you are living in the present moment. Right now, if you decided to be here, I just hope you're not distracted or multitasking, maybe folding clothes, okay? Maybe folding your laundry. But even, do you really think you're going to get 100% of what Sabrina wants you to absorb by her, going out and seeking for resources and finding resources? Hey, maybe take a deep breath, pause what you're doing other than watching or listening to this, and give yourselves permission, give yourself time to be present in the moment. That will be a very big step. And that will indicate that you are giving yourself permission to just learn about this, implement and execute on those things that are necessary for you to enjoy your calmness. If I were here frazzled and all tense and stressed out, I wouldn't be a good messenger of what of my objectives or what I'm trying to transfer or manifest to you, right? So I need to lead by example. So I just, before I told Sabrina, I'm grabbing a bite and I'll be there pretty soon. And after I grabbed my bite and until Sabrina and I connected before the call with you, I was just doing what I know to do, to be calm, to have this trust on it's going to be okay. Things are going to work out. And I want to be present in the moment because that's what the present is that present. It's a gift. Okay. So I want to share this quote about that definition of calmness. It is the quality, the rarest quality in the human life. It is the equilibrium or the balance in between harmony with ourselves and our ideas. Okay. And also is the when we fully trust and have confidence and a conscious power that is ready to focus in an instant so we can be ready for any crisis. There is a definition in Spanish, and literally by translated, I don't know some gets lost in the process, but also it says something about being self-centered. When you learn to be calm, you learn to be self-centered, and you might feel that self-centered alludes to selfishness. But no, if we set that definition and prejudice aside, self centered means that you are centered, that you are grounded. And we go back to not worried about the past and the burdens of the past, not worried about the imaginary concerns of the future because they haven't even happened. Just staying focused in the present. Okay. So I want you to think about that. If there's any comments, let me know, Sabrina. So, and of course, guess what word or what am I going to say here? You need to do, yes, the M word, and that word is meditation. It's so in, and I'm sure you're probably tired about it, and you're going to say, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody has time for that, whatever excuse you can come up with. I will be doing a disservice. I will be hypocrite if I don't say or by default share with you that you must carve time to intentionally be quiet. If you don't want to even want to hear the word meditation, and I don't know why I'm scared that people have a bad rap about this word, but it's just been you know, the horse is dead already, right? It's been talked about. But hey, if you have been hearing it all, it probably is a signal. That means that you might need to practice it. Make it, and there's so many. I can tell you 100 ways to do it. But this is the way I want you to think to do it. You sit down. I'm sitting down. Touch each of your knees with your hands, or and then just be. I mean, that's it. Decide. Yeah. I mean, Sabrina, there's so many other ways. I can tell you, close your eyes. I can tell you so many things. There's five main steps or most important steps. And it's just this decide a place and a time. If it's at your work desk, if it's in the morning, if it's at night, I don't know. You know that better than anybody else, right? Decide a place and a time. Number two, focus. When you finally decided and you're in position and in place, whether it's laying down, whether it's sitting, you just concentrate. Just breathe in, breathe out, become aware of your breathing. Is it fast? Is it too slow? Humans, we don't use our lungs in its full capacity, right? It's like when we get our phones, we only use them, and there's so many other things we can use them for, but we're not aware because we don't read the manual, the handbook. And we're lazy, or we don't explore, take risks because we're afraid we're going to erase data or something. That's the same with our lungs and even our brains, right? But let's just focus on the lungs. When you're aware of what are you breathing in and what are you exhaling out, it can be transformational and powerful. Are you breathing in fear? Are you breathing in tension? Are you breathing in the darkness of the world? Are you breathing in what so and so said about you, thought about you? Hey, it's time to breathe in peace. It's for free, and the universe is offering it to you. Are you breathing in love? Hey, it sounds cuckoo. Try it. Try it. When next time, if somebody here suffers from migraines, I know that there's a physiological reason, but check it out. If you can inhale love, peace, and exhale fear, anger, resentment, that negativity, oh my goodness, I promise you, almost guarantee you that that headache can be tamed a little bit more without the, Coke and Advil or whatever it is people take these days that help. I know. Pain can be unbearable sometimes. You have to do something about it. But check it out. Usually, migraines come uh, accompanied, what is it called in English, is side by side with an emotion that is intense, that is there. It's usually fear. Check it out. So you breathe in and breathe out all that you don't want to make space for in your body anymore, in your soul anymore, in your lungs anymore. And you exhale it. Exhale it. And then be insightful. Just if you're sitting and touching your knees, becoming aware of your breathing, what's happening in your brain? What are you thinking about? Let those thoughts leave your body, leave your mind, and just listen. Maybe pay attention to a clock that you have in your room and it's ticking. Maybe pay attention to the sound of your breathing. That's it. Hey, and if you're not doing it, start with 30 seconds. I'm not going to tell you start with 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. I'm saying 30 seconds can change your life. And then lastly, it's 5 steps: decide a place and time, focus and concentrate, breathe in, and then be insightful. Become aware of what are you thinking of, and let go. Give yourself permission to XYZ. And number 5 is think and consider your purpose. Why are you doing it? Just to try it out? Just to listen to your breathing? Just to receive an answer from the universe, from God, from your nonprofit? You have an answer that you've been seeking and you have a decision to make and you don't know how to make that decision, but sometimes in quiet is when you get it. I know that there's a president of the United States that used to say, wait a minute. He would put whatever conflict he had in front of him, and then he would go on a long walk. After that walk, he came back with an answer. So, hey, that's more kinesthetic. There's movement involved there. But also in quietness, when you're still, you receive answers, inspiration. Try it. So that is why it's so important, and that describes the benefits of being calm, the need of making it a priority, making time for it. And then as you practice and implement it more in your life, it's going to be like a way of living. You're going to be doing dishes, you're going to be in the midst of chaos. And if you have that ability, you have developed that skill to connect with a higher power, with connect to your inner self, your inner wisdom. Oh my goodness, you can be in the midst of chaos and be at peace and calm. So I can tell you stories, but I know we have limited times. I can tell you stories of what's been happening around me, and I'm like, okay. I can tell you stories of what I'm going through right now, you know, and I'm here, happy, joyful, fulfilled, doing what I'm passionate about, sharing my message. You know, I mean, I'm 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 millionaire. I think I'm a blessed person because this is what life's about for me. So when you are meditating, then you become mindful. Another word that's been a buzzword lately. You become so mindful that you have trained your brain, right? That instead of reacting to stress, it's going to respond. It's going to have the ability, you're going to have the ability to process the information and make a decision. Okay. There's another story. And Sabrina, how much longer do I have? Okay. Okay. There's another story that there's two people at the cemetery paying respects and showing respects to their dear departed ones, right? And one was paying respects to a good friend. He was in the military, and he's like, oh, I never got around to pay respects, and I'm here for you. And there was a lady next to him and then going back to the military person, he brought some flowers. And then next to him there was a lady paying respects to what it seemed was her dad, and she had a bowl of rice. And the military guy couldn't help it, and he's like, do you think he's gonna come out of the tomb and eat it overnight? And she, the wise excuse me, lady, responded the same way as you. Do you think your loved one's gonna come out and smell the flowers after you're gone? So I don't know what you think, if you think the lady was sassy or what, but she responded. The point of the story is that be careful of your prejudice, your thinking, your judgments, and you need to just take it easy, cool the jets, like people say. And we are seeing this more and more in society. We see it in social media, how people respond, not even respond, react or reply to some posts and threads, where you say, I'm like, what was that answer, and you didn't even, maybe you need to read it again. People are not even caring how to type, and I bet it's like the self-correcting that, whatever it is. But come on, people, you need to give others an opportunity. Don't perceive the information you're receiving just the way, according to your own filters and judgments you have. So just learn to be calm, learn to catch the message somebody's throwing at you, in full gear, like completely geared up to just be able to catch, process, and then respond. Okay, so three benefits of stress, right? I mentioned in general, that It helps you pick up momentum and move, right? But because, and that happens because our cognitive function becomes better. If you have heard in cavemen or cave, days, people will run away from the beasts, right? And go back to their cave. That was a way they were able to survive, and it was for protection. Okay. And then, so that's the second. So first, it helps and it increases your cognitive function. And two, it protects you. And number three, it builds resiliency. And I have a PowerPoint presentation for this topic, and it builds resiliency. I know you can use the screen of your imagination to see this image, and it's one beautiful flower sprouting out of concrete, or tar on the road. You all have can imagine that, right? Because you all have seen it. You have seen a wildflower here, a wildflower there, coming out of the cracks of concrete, of harsh, hard circumstances. And that means that that flower, that little seedling, a little sprout, or bloom, blossomed despite the adversity and the harsh conditions. I've been saying this a lot lately in groups, in my interviews, with my one on one coaching clients and beautiful people I work with. Adversity is a beautiful, wonderful, and the best teacher if you allow it to teach you. And when you allow it to teach you and learn the lessons it's teaching you, you're going to be able to be a master at overcoming the next test and the next adversity, the next obstacle that you're going to see. Remember, a calm ocean, calm waters don't create good uh, marines or captains from the sea. You define who's a good captain of a ship when they have overcome many storms. Okay, think about that. um Let me see. The one of other thing that I wanted to share with you today is the SOS method. We have built a lot of resiliency through adversity. We have already learned how we need stress in our lives, moderate stress, the daily stress, not a dangerous one that is, it turns into a medical condition. You need to take care of yourself. You need to, like Sabrina said at the beginning, I think she said it, we need to be aware that we need to move our bodies. Okay. Even before I came up into another live session that I had earlier, I put on, I'm not talking about exercise and a, what is that called, marathon and an hour of pumping iron. I'm talking about moving your body, moving your body. It allows for that tension to be released. I love a specific song from the 2010 soccer games, and it's called Wave Your Flag. That song makes me feel like I was singing and dancing to it, right? And I was like, okay, I need to get into that state of mind. I'm going to release my tensions and all that so I can be in a high energy, a high frequency to be able to present. Okay. That was earlier today. And I just love that. So whatever it is, if it's going up and down the stairs because you're stuck at home in lockdown and you're working from home, go up and down the stairs. If you don't have a stair, find a box, go up and down, or run around your coffee table in the living room, up and down, you know, just put your hands like this and go like this several times. If whatever it is, move your body, take care of your body, your physical body. And then emotionally, you need to take care of that too. Talk to somebody that you trust. Talk to an ecclesiastic leader. Dump. You have to have emotional dumping opportunities so you can experience calmness. And socially, you need a good environment. Right now, if you're here, give yourself a pat on your back, because that's a way to be social. That's a way nowadays. It's to connect with other people and, learn from somebody else or teach somebody, right? I'm not seeing you, beautiful souls, but I know you're out there. And cognitively. What are you doing to work on your speed? Like solitaire, maybe, to help your mind continue developing those muscles, right? And also, you need to feed your mind good information. So after all those little tips, on how to meditate and how to keep yourself physically, emotionally, intellectually, fit so that you can enjoy calmness. There's something else that happens in our mind, and it has to, this part here, I want to talk about the emotional aspect. We have suppressed, we have gone through lots of stuff during our childhood, probably even traumas or something like that. And we have this broken record in our head saying this self-sabotaging patterns. Maybe not, but the majority, and typically the clients that I work with, have this wall in front of them because it's been built through the years with people saying, no, you're not good enough. No, you're never going to accomplish that. No, what I wake up from that, step down from that cloud, wake up from that dream. And that is, playing and playing in our heads, in our mind. Well, if that's the case, right? And so many people say, Lori, my mind is the worst place for me to reside in or to live in. I don't like what's between my ears, my head. I don't like to be there. And that's what I work with, because my hypnosis work is based on subconscious work around the mind. And it's not mind reading, it's not mind manipulating. That's for a whole nother presentation. It's beautiful work, I promise you. The way I learned it, the way I do it, it's beautiful work. So the biggest common denominator is that my people, my clients, my beautiful souls, are always playing in their mind this rhetoric, these stories. And there is a way you can change that, and that is with the SOS method. And the SOS signals was the signals some ships sent out when they were in danger, in trouble, and they needed assistance, they needed help. Well, if you think of it as, say, let's save our souls, SOS, save our souls, think about S is stop, okay? Stop your thinking, okay? If you were racing, you're so clumsy, and you heard that all the time, you're so clumsy, you're so clumsy, you're so this and that, that's negative. And now you are telling that to yourself, you're hypnotizing yourself, you're in a trance where you can only see and think that that's what you are, that's who you are. So you need to stop when you're thinking about these things daily. This is not magical. But if right now you can do this with one aspect in a context, right, of what I'm saying, why is it that you think that about yourself? Okay. The O is for observe. You need to observe. You need to look. What is it that's causing you to think that? Where is it coming from? Is it an outside external, voice, or is it internal and self-inflicted? Okay. And then the other S. So S is stop. O is observe. Where is it coming from? And then the other S is shift. You need to shift that mentality. You need to shift that thought. Am I really clumsy? Am I really never going to accomplish this with my nonprofit, with my vision and all the people I want to help, and my mission in life, my calling that I have received from God and I'm following and pursuing? You need to stop, observe, and shift. And that is the way you're going to understand better about yourself, learn from your thought processing patterns so that you can understand how you can accomplish calmness, tranquility. Because when you know thyself, I mean, it's the beginning, like Socrates, I think, said that. I mean, magic happens when you know thyself, because then you know what's happening, you know what's triggering you, you know your potential, you know the opportunities and possibilities of you out there. I hope I was able to deliver. I hope that I was able to deliver for you to understand the importance of calmness, the benefits of stress, and the SOS method. And that's my message for now.
Thank you so much. Such great information. I am going to look into the comments and see if we have any questions at this time that you can answer. You know, I was typing in nuggets as you were talking, and one of the ones I'm going to say, I'm
You're
like,
fast. You're
yeah,
fast.
I was like, wait. I thought wait was a bad thing when you talked about the truck. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't still feel so bad about some of this weight I have on me. And the other thing that that struck as a nugget for me that I also have to remember is that because of my journey, all stress is not bad. And you just have to manage your stress.
Tame
And
it.
one of those tools to manage that stress is meditation. I have a lot of friends that are high performing friends that do meditation. And I don't know why I'm like this, but I only will do meditation when I start to feel anxiety, and I probably need to do it all the time so I don't feel the anxiety. So that made me shift and think of it a little bit different. And I just wanted to, we have some questions coming in. I just wanted to make sure I got the SOS method right. I got stop, observe, and shift.
Correct.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. I see Ali Selly is here. I see Ida is here. And Ali Selly has a question. Are there any medication tips that you can give us? No, no, meditation tips that you can give us. So, because she says meditation is hard. And I agree, just kind of based on what I just said. So, any tips?
Yeah. So first, I was gonna get scared about medication because I don't
Yeah, me too.
prescribe.
I was like, oh, yeah, meditation. Sorry.
But no, that was a good point. I'm like, okay, what do I answer? That's the question for real. No, like even supplements out there, natural supplements. You can go to your this is not that was not the question, but even like that, there's natural supplements that really help with that. Okay, but I'm just gonna leave that there. But meditation tips, other than the five that I made, was like choosing a time, focus and concentrate, breathing and out deeply, and be insightful. Like focus on what's the point, why are you doing this, and think and consider like a GPS. Why are you doing this now? Okay, you don't get into a car and then go somewhere that you're not familiar with without getting the instructions. You don't, because otherwise you're not going to get to point B. You're not going to get to your destination. So
Mhm.
like I said, so if she's wanting more than these five basic steps, tell me her name.
Alice Ellie.
Araceli.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a beautiful name.
It
I
is.
hope I said it right. Araceli, I don't know what else to tell you than even when I was doing dishes some days, I would just try to focus my thoughts. Okay, you're multitasking there, whatever. Yes, because if you're not used to this, I'm not going to say you need to make time, you need to, set your timer 5 minutes. No, I'm not going to tell you that. It has to be so intuitive, and you have to want it, and you have to learn how to work it out in your schedule, in your life. But if you still drive to places on a constant basis, because some people still drive, it's not everybody that's locked down and can work from home, in the car, don't even play the music or put classical music. I mean, changing the habits, okay? We're creatures of habits. And stopping and smelling the roses is literally something we need to do sometimes.
Mhm.
So I tell my people that have the habit of smoking, okay, and they want to stop. So what I asked them about their conscious habits to then work with these subconscious, behaviors and attitudes and habits too. But I first want them to be conscious about their conscious habits. Okay, so which hand do you use the most for smoking? The right hand. Okay, from now on, do you think you can shift them so it can be uncomfortable, so you can be conscious, like, wait a minute, no, I don't want to, I decided I don't want to smoke, let me just, we're creatures of habit. So whatever change you are willing, ready, open to do, whether that's in the car, or I mean, people pray, or people sometimes decide they want to pray and they have a hard time too carving time out to just kneel down and pray. This is the same with not hypnosis, meditation. You need to want to do it. If that makes sense, want to do it.
Mhm.
You need to decide what conscious change and effort you're going to make. Okay, setting time aside, putting the your phone for 30 seconds. Uh, then if you accomplish 30 seconds of being quiet, you know, to add 30 more seconds next day, etc.
So
I
a
hope that
follow-up,
answers.
yeah, a follow-up question, this will be our last one, is how do you keep your mind from wandering? Because I have that problem too. I'm here, I'm meditating, and I try to focus, and then I start thinking about all the crap I have to do, right? So how do you keep your mind
I
from
love
wandering?
it. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Great question. First of all, music can help. From Tibetan bowls, if you don't know what they are, they look like metal bowls, and there's a big like stick, and some people are going around and around. It
Mm,
makes like a soothing sound that helps your mind focus. Classical music, uh, nature sounds. There's so many out there on the web. You can find for free even nature sounds, the beach waves, even like a vacuum, those empty noises is what they call it.
mhm.
Empty noises help you get your mind into that state. And try it out, Sabrina. I will be very curious to know if you start implementing it, if it works. And
I fall asleep to the thunderstorm sounds, so maybe I should use that to help me focus meditating.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And there's specific music out there with certain megabytes and all that, that scientifically they have proven that your mind concentrates and focuses more. If this is too much or whatever, just try it. Keep and consciously making the decision and setting the time aside, which is my first step. Decide a place and a time, and I would say and a time limit too.
Mhm.
Those 30 seconds, then Sabrina, if 30 seconds is too much, 15 of, and it doesn't mean you don't have to have anything. It has to be a blank canvas. It's very hard and it's non-realistic, but at least just to be still, and it's a habit. Remember, you're not doing what you're doing, and you didn't come up with the way you're doing or the way you are overnight. You have created these habits for for
For
how many
years.
years? For how many years? So hey, be patient with yourself. Don't quit. And that's why I start with 30 seconds, because I don't want to tell you something and then you're like, see, this doesn't work. I'm not good for this. No, just give yourself some mercy, mercy. Be great, have some grace and be realistic. Smart goals. They need to be, specific, measurable, and on and on
Tangible.
and on.
Yeah.
So apply that, and even timely at the smart. Well, that's why I talk about the timer, because if you're not used to doing this completely or fully, then you need to start somewhere. It's like Tim Ferriss. He says, like, if you're not used to flossing your whole set of teeth, start with the front ones at least. Next time the dentist will ask you, you're going to say at least the front ones, right? So people want to work out for an hour a day, but of course they're going to get discouraged. A mother of eight, I've been working out for 13 years for 10 minutes a day. Am I
You
cheating
look
the
good, girl.
Am I cheating the system? I don't know, but at least 10 minutes is better than nothing.
Right.
Thank you, thank you. But I walk like twice a week for like an hour because I have made a conscious decision to make that happen. But for 13 years, I used to work at a child care center in a gym because I wanted to have the free subscription. And then after I stopped working there, I didn't justify how much it is to pay for a membership at a gym. And I said, I can do this at home with so many. I have my favorite three ladies on YouTube. And while people are learning how to do their workouts at home since the pandemic, I had been doing it for 12, 13 years already.
Got it.
So it's better for you to do from zero to something that's realistic, so that you can at least do it rather than quit and set an expectation that's not realistic and not do it at all. So just enjoy that side right before you step out of bed in the morning.
Mhm.
before you step out, before you grab your phone to see the news, stay there intentionally. 1 extra minute, 5 extra minutes, right when you go to bed at night, you know, just think about your day and your accomplishments. We usually think about what we didn't accomplish from our to-do list. You know, think about your day and what you did accomplish. That's called the ta-da list instead of the to-do list. It's
Ah,
like, ta-da, it's done, checked. And
that's a
you know,
that's a great one. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm with
like,
Sally Sully and what she's saying. I totally concur. It's hard, and but what you just said really helps us and keeps our mind from wandering. I'm gonna go back to trying it. You are exactly right. We didn't create these habits overnight. We're not gonna break them overnight, and don't overwhelm yourself. I think a lot of times when we work in this industry, you're dealing with type A personalities, and they're like, I can do it. And so they jump full force into it. And they need to gradually ease themselves into it. Just like you said, 10 minutes of exercise, 30 seconds of meditation, and go from there. Don't set yourself up for failure. So I think that is awesome, awesome information. I'm so happy that you were able to join us today. I just want to share a little bit about myself and then offer you the last words, and to also ensure that you share with us how people can get in contact if they want to take a further conversation with you. But for me, y'all know this, I specialize in fundraising. So if you need help with fundraising, just visit my website at www.supportingworldhope.com. And I not only with the fundraising, I do board trainings because most people think they have a fundraising problem when they actually have a board development problem. So keep that in mind. So, Lori, how do people get in contact with you? Do you share with us your website and if you want them to sign up for anything in specific?
yeah, right now my website's down, so I there's a LinkedIn account. There's Facebook. You tell me you watch this on Sabrina Walker's event, and I shared with you, Sabrina, in the chat, my email address, Lori at steadfastforward.com, because that's what I do. I see people's greatness and help them discover it for themselves so they can step steadfast and forward into their greatness.
Yeah, and the good thing about you is they can find you by your name on LinkedIn, Lori Beard, and I'm typing that in just so they can make sure, and on Facebook. She's pretty branded with her name, so she's real good at that. So I'm typing that in right now because if you need help in this area, and there's nothing wrong with saying that you need help, reach out to Lori. This is her specialty, and she can, consult with you and give you some more tips, some more detailed tips. Especially if you're going through something right now and the stress is not helping you, and you need to know how to manage that stress. So you reach out to her again on LinkedIn and Facebook, and then post this conversation. I will go ahead and type in Lori's email address. So, Lori, I'd like to offer you and extend to you the last words that you want to say to our group.
I just want to point out that you're going to see also my brand color so far is like this royal blue. And I love it because Sabrina is even flaunting those beautiful curtains on the drapes on the back.
So
So
share.
it's funny because it's just kind of like that beautiful coincidence that I'm wearing this like blue blazer, and then on my Facebook I'm wearing that blue dress, etc. So you're gonna find me on blue. Well, Sabrina, what can I tell you? I can't tell you that is so worth it. Nobody can take care of yourself uh, better than you, and that is why I go back to say the art, the majestic art of being calm, or the majesty of being calm, of the art of calmness, is for you to take care of yourself. If you know this, please just listen to it again. You're not in an airplane, we're flying, or before we take flight, the what are they called? Air flight attendants tell you, you know, the drill and buckle your seatbelt, etc., remember what is it that they say. They ask you to put on your own oxygen mask before you help the person next to you, even children next to you. They say, you, if you can't breathe, how can you help the other person? How can you think straight? How can you, you know, supply that oxygen that you need to continue living and help others? You want to save the world with your beautiful causes and nonprofits, but you need to help yourself first. So that's what I want to say to conclude. You're worth it. You deserve it, and you have great value. So that's why it's so important for you to take care of this issue, these matters in life, because you must learn to be calm. If you're a leader and an example, people can see what's consuming you from inside out. So that's my invitation, because you're worth it. And of course, my brand goes around a lot with minding your mind. So keep in mind to mind your mind.
Yeah, mind your mind. That's right. And it's not selfish to do so. That is a nugget. So guys, I've placed Lori's contact information in the comments. You have her email. You can find her again on LinkedIn and Facebook simply by her name. I really encourage you to reach out to her, because stress, although it has some benefits, if you're not managing it well, it can affect your health. And I don't want you guys to fall in a situation where it is a bad health effect. So thank you again, Lori. What you provide is so necessary. And I wish I knew about your services prior to me getting sick. So hopefully we are saving someone's life out there. And that's what we're about, supporting and saving lives. So tomorrow we're going to be discussing health is your wealth. And that's going to be with Sherry Rowland. And Sherry is an intimacy coach, but don't let that title fool you. She is certified in rehabilitation and several other areas. Not certified, but she has a degree in rehabilitation and currently a certified life coach. So you're really going to have a treat tomorrow with Sherry. She's going to take it in a different direction. But I leave you with this. Your mission matters and deserves to be highlighted in the community. Your mission matters and can be an inspiration to those who need it the most. Your mission matters and deserves to be funded to the fullest capacity. Again, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks, Sabrina.